And next reason they were talking about before, the versatility of the players. Like as we were talking about before I had my interruption, there was a whole thing going on. But yeah, man, the versatility of the players is a lot different than you would normally see. A lot of times you kind of mix and match. But with the Pelicans, since no two players really do the same thing, it's you gotta like switch out entire units, really. Not but like multiple players. You have to kind of mix with it a little bit. You can't just take a player out and put somebody in with the Pelicans since nobody can do what the other player is doing. There's no plug and play aspect, which could be coaching, but also it's personnel, how the team is built. Now, so like whenever Jose leaves, what are you gonna get? Poole, Fears. There's no one else that can play defense like him. The closest ones now there are a few like pairs that's like fairly close. I mean, close enough to mention. Not close enough to be considered as counter to this, but it's close enough to mention like Jose and Fears. So once Fears, because he's trying to get his playmaking down. Well, once I think in the second half of the season he learns a bit more, he'll be able to run the offense a little bit better, and he can bring that defensive intensity. Because I saw him, he'll start picking up from full court. He can bring that. He can bring it. He's built. He's like a strong looking dude. He's built. So Fears has potential to have some overlap with Jose, which is what we need. That's like the closest. We need that. The next two, who I thought would have taken another leap of joining together, but instead they're kind of going apart. Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. Man, I always confuse them on the TV screen. It wasn't until I realized Herb always wears the short sleeve shirt, underneath the jersey. My look, that's how I used to do. Because it used to be cold in the gym. Shit, I used to wear them undershirts. It used to be cold there, sitting on that bench. It's cold. But Herb and Trey are built alike. And Herb, before he got hurt, was shooting the three like 42%. Right? So he was hitting that bitch. So he was and his trade, and he was putting the ball on the floor. He was expanding his offensive game. Trey, other thing, he's been an awful defender, but he's been trying a lot harder. He still don't have close to the defensive IQ that Herb does, but he's been like trying. Okay, and I ever since I say he's been dying on them screens, I've been noticing he's been trying. So maybe somebody got to him and say, "Hey, bro, stop dying on them damn screens." Well, he'll die on them things. Herb Jones and Trey, they can eventually get to the point where they'll be switchable. I really, really believe that they'll be able to just go back. And Trey's not gonna give you the same defense, but he's gonna be able to at least be a good defensive like hold. So if he just keeps trying and doing, I think he's gonna become a pretty decent defender. Just like Herb, I think his offense is gonna take off if he just keeps trying. And then the next pair that's close, according to my notes, Looney and DeAndre Jordan. Like, they're probably the two closest to each other. But that really doesn't matter because DeAndre not really going to get no minutes, and Looney is really not that good right now. So I guess those two are like the closest to being replaceable, So yeah, it's tough. So like, who you gonna like? It's hard to really replace. You can't really replace Looney with Queen. If you do, it's a whole different thing. He's not the same player as Queen at all. He can pass. I really think he can be a decent hub if they really put him in that position. So maybe Looney and Queen could work a bit together and try to rub off on each other. Then you can play them both together, so it'll be more easier to switch between them. For those two, so we'll see how the future holds with them. And for the third and final reason why it's so hard to coach the Pelicans, the fans. Yeah, that's right. The damn fans. I don't know what it is. Well, I do kind of know because New Orleans has a lot of influence from the national media. National media don't know nothing about basketball. So let's break down why the fans are so problematic for the team. New Orleans is a small market. And his team, the Gail, she runs this bit like it's a small market team. She really not involved like that. It kind of feels like a small, not even market, like a mom and pop store. That's how she kind of runs it. So the fans have much closer, relations with the team and the people. So a lot of their influence is a lot closer with a small team like this. Uh, and there's two very problematic Pelicans media faces, the two biggest ones. I'm not gonna name names, but you probably figure it out. These people just consistently hate on the players on our team and give bad advice. They don't really actually know basketball. It's like the two biggest people don't know basketball. It's on a fundamental level. It's weird. It's just listen to a lot of national casual things when you're supposed to be more in tune with the game. So these media outlets didn't influence the fans who didn't cry out to get rid of dudes. Specifically, I'm gonna talk about three players: Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas, and Jose Alvarado. Well, these two in the same category. Jose is kind of a little bit different. They couldn't poison us against Jose like they've been trying. They've been talking shit about Jose this entire time he's been here. Oh, he was a late round pick. Wow, we have to rely on a late round pick, and we are not. I'm like, once you get into the league, where the fuck you was drafted don't matter. I look at the value you bring. People keep bringing up where Jose was drafted at his size, and not watching the fucking games. Watch the things he do on the fucking court. Ever since he's been here, he's always led the team in plus minus, every fucking year. Almost every game, he has the highest plus minus on the team. Because he's the only one that can run the offense. But the sports media don't understand how, basketball works. They don't understand leadership. They don't understand intangibles. And they just ignore what's happening in front of them. So, with Jose, they try to, they all throw hate, but the fans still fuck with Jose. Fan favorite still, man. But he's not just a fan favorite. He's quite literally been the best player on the team his entire tenure here. That's not debatable. If you want to debate this, then you're just wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. There's no debate. He's been the best player on the team. And for me, best equals most value. That's just the best definition for the word best. If you can provide the most amount of value, then you are better than the other person. That's how you do apples to oranges. It's always. When people say you can't compare apples to oranges, that's just an excuse to not think critically. You can always compare apples to oranges. One's harder, one's fucking soft. If I got a toothache, I need to compare the two to know which one I can fucking eat. That's a compare and contrast. How are they similar, but also how are they different? They're too different. We can't compare the two. Well, stop being lazy. You can't. You can look at the total value that's being produced by this player. Now, we got that. Now let's talk about the other two that really pissed me off that destroyed our team. Brandon Ingram and Valanciunas. Man, we had this one dude, this one Pelicans guy, he really hated Valanciunas. Every game he mentioned about trading this guy. With Valanciunas was another one. He was the only playmaker. He was the hub. Him and Jose were the only playmakers on the fucking team. And the offense running through Valanciunas was great. They'll pick out his defense. Yeah, his defense was trash sometimes, but he was still a big body that could play defense. He's not gonna play defense in the way you want him to play defense, in a stereotypical, this is how a defender's supposed to look kind of way. That's how Jose and Valanciunas got disrespected here, because they were good at what they were doing, but they didn't look the part how a casual will think they are supposed to look. If Valanciunas was still here, we wouldn't be having a lot of these problems. Our offense would be looking so trash, because he could score, he's a shoot big, he looks good in Denver, he looked good in Sacramento. But the local media, they're toxic as fuck. You got, bearded dude, you got the hateaway group, you got this group of dudes that just hate on everything the fucking Pelicans do. I hate this, I hate that, I hate this guy, they should do this do that, just hating. It's Jose, always talking shit about Jose. They always talking shit about Jose. This other guy always talking shit about Jose. But the most egregious part was, Valanciunas. He was helping us out, and now he's gone, and we're missing that. We're missing somebody who can create, who's not looking for shots, but who can make good passes, good plays. A lot of dudes just turn the ball over because they can't make good passes. Valanciunas makes good basketball plays. And then Brandon Ingram. Don't get me started on these fucking Judases turning their back on Brandon Ingram. I watched Brandon Ingram in that Phoenix series put the team on his back. Like, he put the team on his back, but C.J. McCollum was garbage. Oh, yeah, that's the fourth hidden player I want to talk about, too, on the other side. That the media loved. The media, New Orleans media loved C.J. McTrash. That motherfucker garbage, and he was trash. He had no point guard skills. He was just a shot chucker that fucked the offense up and stopped Jose from being on the court who we needed. You know what I'm saying? He was not good. But Pels, once again, he's a name. That's how David Griffin was trash, because he would go after names. So they'll see a name, like, oh, hey, C.J. McCollum, he must be good. He's scoring these points. When I looking at the box score, and I look at the plus and minus, and I look at the turnover, and I look at the garbage defense, like, he just wasn't good. Like, he wasn't good. But the media loved him. And he was making max money. C.J. was making max money. Brandon Ingram wasn't making max money. Pels fans hated Brandon Ingram. Even though he was balling for us. He was holding down when Zion wasn't there. And when he came back, he got injured like the year that we went to the playoffs and got swept by OKC. The dumbass fans, they just like to suck off on Zion because that's what New Orleans has like a casual fan base. So like, they just do what dumbass casuals do. Like, oh, it's a star player, so we got to acquiesce to the star player. Like, no, like Zion would have been good just being a piece of the machine. But everything has to be like about Zion. B.I. got to shoot threes. B.I. got to shoot threes. Because Zion needs to shoot threes. Zion needs a mid-range. Like, Zion's game was limited. Nobody held Zion to the same standard they held Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's over here balling. That's why he turned down that money. Fuck y'all. But and it's the sports media. Oh, let's get rid of Brandon Ingram. The haterade group, all they did was hate on Brandon Ingram, cussing this man out. Hey, that's why he hated being here. The fans were just relentless to this dude when he helped this motherfucking team. That's why Pels fans deserve to be in this kind of purgatory for treating Brandon Ingram like that. And he's balling right now in Toronto. Nice. The fans is really the number one reason why it's like so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Like, it's wild. It looks like I'm going to have to split this video up into two. Which was worse because the other one kind of cut out on me anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much, I guess it's going to be part two. I didn't really plan on it. I just had a little mistake. But everything works out. Go check out part one. I'll talk about the Mavs and why the Pels are so hard to, coach for. Have a great day. I don't really know what else to say. So go ahead. Do your thing. Hey, baby. Fly, Pelicans, fly.